So I
I
see
beat it.
something starting with the recording.
I beat it.
Thank you. Thank you, Raina. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're very happy to have you with us for our CCL demo of the new Combined Course Library with our course dog friends on the call with us. Just want to remind everyone, please mute your mics, and there'll be a point that we'll be taking questions after Marie walks us through the demo. We are also very eager to get your feedback. And also just want to note that what you're going to see today is a site demonstration. We are still making improvements. We'll be able to share a staging link with you at the end of the call so you can explore more on your own. But just want to lift up that we will not be replacing the current WebAdvisor link on our website until we finalize the improvements, the final pieces of functionality that we're still putting into place. So just want to lift that up as some level setting on the front end. And with that, Marie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Eads. Well, welcome everyone. I'm excited to be here with you today to present the new Combined Courses Library. My name is Marie Moffett. I'm a project manager with Course Dogs. I've had the pleasure of working with your team over the last few months to design and deliver an updated user experience for CCL. So with that, I'll go ahead and share my screen and jump into the demo. Okay, everyone able to see my screen okay?
Yep, we can see it.
Perfect, thank you. So what I'm showing here is the new CCL homepage. A couple different ways I can access courses from the homepage. I can click on Explore All Courses here and just kind of open a wide open search on courses. I could also use the quick links here to jump into just curriculum courses, continuing education courses, or basic skills courses. If I keep scrolling down on the homepage, we've also included some links to resources hosted on the external marketing website. So if users want to review curriculum standards or procedures, articulation agreements or RFPs, there's quick links to access any of those pages included here as well. I'm going to start by clicking on Explore All Courses and just open up a wide open search here. On the left, I have my keyword search and search filters area. So we'll walk through each one of these and I'll explain to you how they all function. In the middle, we can see our search results. So these will be any of the courses that meet the search criteria we've entered over on the left. And then on the upper right-hand side, I have my sorting tool. So I can decide if I want to see the search results sorted by the course code, the name, the subject code, the description, etc. Let's start with just a basic keyword search. So in my keyword search, I could type in, let's say, English 111. Here we're going to look for any courses that contain English 111, either in the course code, the course title, or the course description. So that's why you see these various results coming up. This means English 111 is in one of those three areas of the course data. And then I can use my sort by tool if I want to sort this by course code. This is going to sort it again alphabetically by the course code based on the keywords I've input here. The next filter we'll look at is include historical revisions. So right now this is set to yes, which means the search results are going to display every version of the course that has been created. And so some of those may be historical, they may be marked as obsolete, but it will return, let's say for English 111, every version of English 111 that's in the system. If I toggle this to no, it's only going to return the most recent version of each course. And so you can see when we have it on yes, there's about 11,000 and some results returned. If I set this to no, there's 5,678 results returned. This means we have 5,678 unique courses in the system that's displaying the most recent version of each of those courses. The academic level filter will allow you to filter for courses by basic skills, continuing education, or curriculum. So if I only want to look at my curriculum courses, I can select curriculum here and they will be returned. In the status column, I have the option to filter for active or obsolete courses. So either of these statuses can be selected. All these filters work in conjunction with one another as well, so you can continue to add on filters to narrow down the results. And then at the top, there's a clear filter button if you want to remove everything. In the subject code dropdown, we list the subject code and the description, and you can start typing in the box to narrow down the results. So if I know I want to look for accounting, I can either type ACC, the code, or I can start typing accounting and it'll pull up the same option either way. For effective term and end term, these are only going to apply to curriculum courses. So that's annotated here. Same thing here, I can start typing to search for a particular term. And then when I click on it, the results returned will all have the effective term of fall 2024. Same thing with end term here. I can either scroll through the list of options or I can start typing to select one. Let's say I want to see all courses that have an end term of spring 2016. There's 816 of those, which are displayed here. Program area, this will apply to just the continuing education and basic skills courses. Again, we have the program area code and the description listed, so I can start typing either the code or the description to find the option I'm looking for. Credit type, this is another field that only applies to curriculum courses, but we have developmental and non-developmental as our filter options here. And then finally, we have our tier funding filter. So I can filter for the course's most recent tier here. Okay, I'm going to run a quick search. I'm going to talk about the ways in which you can export these courses. So let's look at curriculum courses with a status of active and an effective term of fall 2024, for example. So I've run my search and it's returned 156 different courses. I have the include historical revisions set to yes. So this means every version of the courses that meet these criteria I've outlined will be included in this search result. And then I'm going to export these to a CSV. So there's a button here under the results where you can click export. It'll download right in your browser. Then you can double click to open it. I'm hoping you guys can see the file here. Let me know if you cannot. This is going to download a file of all of the courses returned in that search. It'll include the prefix and the course number, the effective term. These are all going to be fall 2024 because that's what I put in our search criteria. We'll have the course ID and CCL ID, the course title and description, and then some additional information off to the right here, the course status, the credits, the instructional method and contact hours, and the tier. Okay, let's run a search for English 111 again, and let's actually open up a course record now. So I'm going to turn this to no, and I'm going to open up the most recent version of English 111 here. When I click on a course from the search results, I get this slide out course preview. This is going to contain a subset of the data that we have for each course. It's going to highlight things like the course prefix and number, the effective term and end term if they exist, the course ID and CCL ID, course title and description, the status, the credits, the instructional methods, and the tier. If I were to click on a continuing education or basic skills course, I might see different fields of data here. So we have it set up in a way in which it displays fields relevant to curriculum courses and then different fields that are relevant to continuing ed and basic skills courses. So we'll come back and look at a continuing ed course in just a few minutes. When I click on view course, this is how I can open up the full course details. So we see all that same information that we saw in the preview, but then as I scroll down, there's some additional information here as well. So you can see things like the competencies that are listed, college transfer information, gen ed classifications, a link to the VLC website where applicable, the tier, any additional course information at the bottom here. If I want to download this singular course as a PDF, I can do that by clicking download as a PDF in the upper right-hand corner. This is just going to export this one course into a PDF format. So you can open it up and it'll include all of the information that you see on that page in a PDF format. Under the title here, where you see this button for historical revisions, this is where I can toggle between different versions of this course. So again, when I ran this search, I asked the system to only show me the most recent version of the course in the search. But if I wanted to go back and see what English 111 looked like in a prior iteration, I could come in here. I could select, let's say, fall 2024, or sorry, fall 2014 to summer 2020. These dates represent the time frame in which this version of the course was effective. So we have one from fall 2014 to summer 2020. I'm going to click there. You can see information has now changed. So this version of the course is marked as obsolete, and some of this data may be different based on, what was included with this particular version of the course. Okay, I'm going to go back to my search now, and we will look at a continuing education course now. So I'll go ahead and select continuing education, and then the subject code, I'll look for fire rescue certification. And we'll just pick the first one here. So again, we have our course preview, and again, just note the difference in some of the data being displayed here. Specifically, we'll show the program area, the recommended hours and maximum hours, and the certification when it's a continuing ed or basic skills course. I'll click to view the full course details here. Same options here. I can download this course as a PDF if I would like to. I could open up the historical revisions if there were any and toggle between the various versions of this course. And then I can view all of the different information associated with this course record here. Okay, I'm going to jump over to the public safety training calendar next. So there's a link to the public safety training calendar in this static navigation bar at the top. So I can access it from the CCL search, or if I'm on the home page here, I can access here as well. Very similar layout to the CCL. I can click on Explore Courses here, and that's going to open up the search. We have the same layout, so we have our keyword search and filters on the left, results in the middle, and sorting tool in the upper right-hand corner. We can type to search a keyword here. Same thing, it will pull up any results that match that keyword search based on the course code, the course name, or the course description. I could also use the subject code filter. This is limited to just the public safety related subject codes. This one's a little bit special though, because you can select multiple. So if I wanted to look at code enforcement and criminal justice and emergency management courses, I could select, all three of those, and then any courses that fall into either of those three subject codes will be returned. I could also filter the results based on the meeting days. So if I wanted to see the sections that meet only on Fridays, I could select Friday from the drop down here, and then it's going to return all of the sections that meet on Friday. Our begin date and end date filter. So here I can search for courses, let's say, that have a begin date between January 1st, 2025 and June 1st, 2025. It'll show me all of the courses here. And then same for the end date. If I want to search a range, I could also search for courses that end between a certain date range. So again, I'll put in January 2025 to June 2025. If I'm looking for an exact match, so if I want to see if a course has either started or ended on a particular day, I can just enter the same day in both the minimum and maximum here. So if I want to do 1/1/2025, all these would have the end date of January 1, 2025. The hour search works in a similar way, so I can put a minimum and maximum here. So if I want to look for sections that have hours between, let's say, 2 and 5, all of these results should have hours that are 2, 3, 4, or 5 here. The institution's another special dropdown where you can select multiple. So if I want to see sections offered at multiple campuses or institutions, I can come in here and select as many as I would like, and the results will update accordingly. If I know the contact associated with a particular section, I could search based on the contact. And then finally, the delivery method. If I want to see only, let's say, the online courses, I could come in here and put online. Just like the CCL works for curriculum, continuing ed, and basic skills courses, we have a preview here. So I can click on a course, I'll see the course title, the prefix and number. I'll see the meeting days, the begin and end date, the hours, the delivery method, and the institution at which the section is offered. And then I can click on view course to view the full course information. Same option here to download as a PDF. So if I want to export this particular course to a PDF, I can do so by clicking here. Same functionality applies to the CSV export as it did on the CCL. So if I want to export these public safety training courses to a CSV format, I could run a particular search here. Let's say I just want to export my code enforcement courses. There's 103 results returned, and then I can export all as the CSV. Same functionality here. However, the fields in this file will be different than those in the regular CCL. So if I click on the preview, these are the fields you would expect to see in the CSV export. If I want to navigate back to the CCL, I can click on the CCL home link here in the navigation bar. That'll take me right back to the home page here, and I can begin a new search. Okay. That concludes the demo. So I'll stop my share and then I'll go ahead and check the chat just to see if there have been any questions posted. Otherwise, we can open it up. I don't see any have been posted. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to have you come off mute and ask them, or if you feel more comfortable putting them in the chat, Dr. Eads and I can field those questions as well. I see one, is the link available yet? I believe Dr. Eads will be sharing out the staging link with you all, but correct me if I'm wrong there.
I'll be putting that now. Sorry, it can take me just a second to find my mute button. I'll drop it in the chat now.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Eads just dropped the link in the chat so everyone can feel free to take a look and explore. If there's no questions today, as Dr. Eads mentioned, we're always looking for feedback and areas that we can improve and expand upon the product. So please let us know if you see anything. Leave a couple more minutes for questions. Otherwise, we can conclude.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank
Any
you.
final questions? All right. Thank you, everyone, for dialing in. Marie, thank you for the wonderful demo. I hope everybody has a great afternoon.
Thank you all.